set up. Okay, we're live now. Hi, it's Holly from Hunter Ryan,
Barbara from the Lazy Reseller.
and she actually changed her name to that. So
Good.
if you want to follow her closet, you have to look for that. I need to do so I can get on there. We also have somebody coming in a little bit, and I'm sending out to a couple other people because I'm going to try and do something with somebody that's I've been talking to in Africa about helping them get out of the scamming business and get into like kind of like a charity business where they're going to go and get the clothes that get dumped in Africa that Goodwill sends the bales over there, so they can clean up their country. They get stuff for free, and then they can upcycle it and stuff and sell it for a bunch of money, and they can have programs. We've been talking about programs like for women that have kids, see if they can get a donated space, and like they can take turns who's watching the kids, like have a little play area, who's watching the kids and who's working on upcycles like sewing or batik or something like that. And then we're talking about like if there's scraps of fabric, like figure out something cute that the kids could make, and then like the profits from that can go to helping buy supplies and stuff for the school. So I'm really I don't know why, but I just had this feeling. Normally I block these people, report them, and just am a total B word. But this kid, I don't know, something made me talk to him, and he was like, I want to change. So he's probably asleep. He probably fell asleep because it's 1 a.m. there. But hopefully he'll show up and we can talk to him about it. And until then, Barbara's going to now gloat about the amazing sale she just got on High Bed. Put that
I was,
up
oh,
there.
yes. So I was on highbid.com, and there's a local reseller or auction house that does online only. They used to do in person, but they found it actually easier to do it online. And I was, bidding away,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got a bunch of different things. And I bid $5 on like an Art Deco, like not a desk, but so much as a
It's like a dressing
vanity.
table. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
really
like a
a dressing
vanity with a big
table.
mirror. And I won it for $5.
Gorgeous. I mean, this thing is like serious. That is not a retro. That is full blown Art Deco.
Oh yeah, it's totally
A-
Art Deco.
And the mirror looks great. I don't see any flaking or anything on there. Is it all smooth and good?
I guess I don't know. I haven't picked it up. I pick it up on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I got to figure out what to do with it. I got to explain to my husband where it came from.
Well, supposedly somebody posted the other day that Macari is going to be adding furniture delivery. I have no idea how that's going to work. So I think they're going to do like a little talk about it too. So you can figure out how it is. They might be doing it as like a local store, like Facebook Marketplace does. And then like I guess they'll hire local people can sign up to be furniture moving. I don't know. Kind of interesting. Gonna check that out. And this week, I'm probably gonna shoot for Thursday. I'm going to be having a live with the wonderful Kevin Bender from Gulfstream Goodwill, also is Goodwill Blue Box, and now they have started a new site called Worn Not Wasted. You can register now already. They haven't officially started, but they are kind of previewing. I got like an awesome little box from them with all kinds of goodies in it. Um, and I'm really excited. I think this is going to be so cool because we're going to be able to get in right when this thing starts. And the payment setup that they have is that for free, you can have unlimited listings and you pay 10%. It's basically like what we do on Mercari and what we used to have on eBay when it was going through PayPal. Now it's going through PayPal, so you got your PayPal fee, but you only get 10% taken off under that free program. The next program that they have, it's $50 a month, no more commission. So if you sell more than $500 normally in a month, do that and you're already, not paying as much commission. Once you go over $50 or $500, you're basically making more commission now than if you did the free option. So maybe start at the free option, and if you're making more than $500 pretty steadily, go up to the $50. I'm actually going to start off on the $75 a month, and that's mainly because that option gives you like free bump, like whatever, what do they call that
Promoted?
on Poshmark?
Promoted?
Yeah, promoted. So for $75 a month, you can promote your items with no extra fee. You get blog postings, so like you can be on their blog. So like write up something, like write up this story about this that I'm doing. So that I thought was a good thing because I really want to work more on building the social media side of everything. But I think that that's going to be cool. So I'm going to go. I've already gone ahead and signed up for the $75 one, but I will be having a live. I talked to him tomorrow. I'm going to shoot for Thursday, but I'll post it on Instagram for anybody that's interested. He's going to be here live so that he can answer questions about the new site. We're going to do I'm trying to get somebody. Barbara, you can do it if you want. I want somebody that can share their screen, but knows how to like unshare or put block images. So like you can show you signing up for the thing, so we can show how you did a sign up. But I don't want your like social that stuff to show. Do you know how to do that? Like
No.
No. Well, the other thing that we could do is I'll talk to him tomorrow and see if like we can set up a fake one that they can make sure that they delete after, so it's not taking up space. But we'll just like make something up, make up some, see if we'll be. They probably have like a test social security number and stuff like that. So maybe I can get them to give me that, and then like we can have one person sharing their screen, showing how you did the sign up for it. I think it's 16 pictures like Poshmark.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but I mean 10% even for the free account, that's already better than Poshmark. You got unlimited postings, so that's better than eBay where you have those extra costs for that. And I'm talking to Vendo and trying to get Vendo to link up with them. So that would be awesome. They link up there. I have like 1,400 things already in my Vendo listings that I can just hit. Boom. They have a bulk uplister now on Vendo. You don't do Vendo, do you? No. You do it regular, or do you do Posh or VA?
I don't cross list.
Okay, so you only do Poshmark.
No, I do Poshmark, eBay, and Facebook Marketplace, but I do them individually. They're not the same items or on the same thing.
Okay. So, okay. And then what do you run for keeping your inventory and stuff? Do you have like a spreadsheet that you use?
I just use the Poshmark spreadsheet.
But then what are you doing for your stuff that's on the other ones? Do you just do spreadsheets from each one?
No, well, for Facebook Marketplace, it's all like big items that I don't want to ship, so those are just going to be obvious where they are. Like that desk is probably going to be one of them. I have a stroller, I have a desk. I mean, it's big items. And then for eBay, I have a few clothing on there, but most of my stuff is
like the
hard lines type of stuff. So that's in a separate location. So
yeah, so I mean, you can also, because what was I doing? I think before Vendu, I had some stuff on maybe Macari, and I didn't have them linked up yet. But I was like, things that I didn't have on Macari that were in Facebook, like either one that was missing one, I would have to download my two inventory reports and then kind of like converge them. So that's why I like having Vendu, because even if I'm not going to list one item to all of the options that are there, I've only got one place that I have to go to for my inventory. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for me, I don't have that much on Facebook Marketplace because I don't do more than like 10 things at a time on there. For one, because I don't like to have big items to begin with.
Right.
And then for eBay, I have like weird things that don't, that you really can't cross post them. I mean, like there's no category for some of it on Poshmark,
Okay.
Type of thing. And I don't do Mercari.
Really? Macari, I have I have weeks where all of my sales came from Macari. And they do, Macari probably is 50-50 on asking for discounts and then just buying outright.
Yeah.
eBay, eBay's starting to get more people sending offers, like wanting discounts, but it's not too bad there yet. And Tradesy, I've only had one person try and get a discount on
No,
Tradesy.
for me, it's just there's too many platforms. You know, I'll get lost in it. As I said, the lazy reseller. I really want to do.
Right.
I have to. Although I
Yeah.
did sign up for Whatnot to become a
Oh yeah, I want
reseller.
to hear about that.
Now I didn't. I haven't. I don't think I'm going to do it, but I want to put my name out there. I mean, not that there's anybody without the same name that I have, anywheres in the world.
Yeah, make sure that nobody's stealing your lazy reseller.
Well, I don't actually have it on there. It's listed as Barbara on there.
Okay.
But I wanted to just put my name and just get it in. I had originally been offered when they first came out to join up with them, and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Um, I've had a couple of sites that I have offered. I don't know why, because I mean, I guess because I have a lot on Poshmark, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Hey,
Um,
have you contacted someplace?
I don't know. They must somehow. I don't know how my name got out there, but yeah, because I don't do, other than this, I don't really do YouTube. I mean, I go on like Quinby's Friday, but
Yeah.
I really don't do. And Quinby's not huge either. You know what I mean? She's not like she has 100,000 followers. Um, but I don't know why they contact. I've had a couple times they've contacted me, and I just ignore it. As I said, I'm lazy. I don't really want to have to do too much. This to me is just a hobby. It's
Right.
not even part time. So sad.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Because
not
you
even
got
part time.
the
I mean,
real.
I have like a bunch of sales that I have to work on. I have two
Good.
from Friday, which I didn't do, which was my bad. And then I did only 4 over the weekend, but one's a bundle.
Oh, good. Good. Good.
So I
Yeah.
have a bunch of stuff to go out.
I finally actually started working again yesterday because I kind of took some time off because I've been working really hard on my living room and getting all this stuff out of there. But then yesterday I was like, okay, I need to get on here and list. So I I went in Vendio and I like had it reverse alphabetical.
Hmm.
And so I was like going through it. And I mean, I had like so much stuff at the end there because normally I start from the beginning. I like so many things on there that have been listed for 5 months. It's like, well, no wonder nobody's looking at it. So I think I relisted like 60 things and then 27 new things I added.
Yeah, see, I haven't listed anything on Poshmark in nearly a month, but I've been listing on Facebook Marketplace and eBay. So it's not that I'm not listing; it's just not listing on Poshmark.
Poshmark.
But most of my sales actually come from Poshmark.
Yeah.
Even though I don't really
You
share
don't
much.
play by the rules.
I don't play by the rules at all. But the reason I wanted to sign up for Whatnot is I was thinking possibly in the future. I'm not real thrilled with it. I've seen a couple different styles, but maybe some of my jewelry I have.
Yeah.
I probably have 300 pieces I need to get up. And if
Oh,
I could do it on on whatnot for the lower end stuff, something that's not going to sell for under $20, I could probably put it on like whatnot and sell it. And because I get like the 5 pounders from ThreadUp, it's $40 for the 5 pounders. If I can sell, 5 pieces for $5, I'm, halfway through my amount there.
gotcha.
Um, but I've seen different styles where you can stand in front of the camera and you hold the little thing up like this. And I've seen the other style where they only show you like the person's hands or as they're showing you the item, but you never
Right.
see the person. So I haven't decided
Yeah.
which style I like better. I don't know.
Yeah, I would do it in my small light box because you got the same like tabletop light box I have. I would use
You
that.
mean that one that's wedged up there in the corner?
Yeah, I would use that for especially because of jewelry and stuff, and then you can just put it on. You can have your little neck thing there.
Yeah. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do it with me in front of the camera or me behind the camera. I have to decide because if I'm doing it, I want to be able to put because I'll do it from my phone. So I would need to get like a tripod for the phone because I don't want it to be like moving around
Right.
because that's extremely annoying.
Look on Shop Goodwill. I see them on there all the time.
I know. I have to do that. I also have a ring light that I got on Shop Goodwill that I just, I could use if I decide not to do it in the light box. Although I probably would do it in the light box if I'm going to do it where they're just going to see the item versus me holding the
Right.
item. But I haven't decided yet. And I don't know if I'm going to do it or not because I'm looking someplace to sell like my no-name stuff, even if it sells for, a couple of dollars because I have a ton of like no-name.
Why don't you sell that as crafter boxes?
Well, no, there's still good stuff. Believe me, I have crafter boxes.
Yeah. So, like, are you selling crafter boxes?
When I put them up, they sell usually quite probably like within probably a week. However, I've been building up a little bit more. I've been trying to look for some of the items are nicer quality stuff. So even though they're broken, they're good quality. So I'm trying to put a group together for that so I can get more money for it. I have some natural stones necklaces that broke that came in like, my boxes. And
there's actually jewelry boxes. When I just looked at the worn not wasted, the Goodwill site, I actually thought of you because the first thing that popped up on the screen was the jewelry box. I was like, oh, I gotta tell Barbara about this.
I don't need any more jewelry. I mean, I have literally, here's 2 bags of it just sitting right here. I could lift up like I have like 20 bags worth of it.
I have like hangers with them over here.
Yeah, but you hardly have anything.
But I also have like this is like the little thing. I have like another one that fell, and it's just like a giant mound now that I have to untake.
I literally have hundreds of pieces.
Yeah.
I've got like this is craft stuff. This is all craft. I know because it says craft right there. But I've got, I'm sitting here and I can see 6-7 bags here, and out in the hallway, I have another 6 or 7 bags. Plus I have a 5-pounder I haven't gone through and 2 15-piece.
Are those all ThreadUp or
no, ThreadUp?
All ThreadUp good jewelry?
Yeah, because I can't find a decent price for like on anywhere else that I can get it because I can get 5 pounds for $42 and change.
Well, let me see what it is on the other.
Yeah, but if that's by a reseller, then
I need to look at I need to actually look at what do you call it?
I've bought those poundage ones before from Goodwill, and it's all crap because everybody's gone through and pulled out all the good stuff.
Okay.
It's just annoying.
Maybe I'll do a tester. We could do like a collab. You do one of your boxes from ThreadUp versus I'll do a box from it. But I know I gotta sell it. That's like the biggest thing. I need to sell this stuff.
Well,
Okay.
stop buying and start selling. As I tell myself that all the time.
I actually, okay, so I kind of have cheated right now, and don't hate me, Goodwill. Until I can like, go down and take pictures, I have like screenshotted all of the pictures of the stuff that I bought from Shop Goodwill. And
Mm-hmm.
so, like, as it came in, I actually have been putting it up. So I like turn it on, but I still need to do my actual pictures. I just have their pictures for right now, just because I don't want it sitting there and not selling. I got something at least I can put up. So, and I mean, I've even posted them with my little approximate measurements, PTP, and shoulder to hem, and I still have to go in and put in those measurements.
Oh, you should. Have you seen my Louis Vuitton bag? I took a
Yes.
picture of it on my desk. I just literally
Rub it in my face a little bit more.
Well, I took a picture of it on my desk, and I'm like where my laptop is right now.
Yeah.
I literally took a picture of it. It's the world's worst pictures, and there's nothing good. There's no measurements, nothing. I was like, I'm just putting it up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I need to go back and take really good pictures of it. I wanted to get it up.
I mean, I've seen people like what's his name? Harry Tornado. He will like, especially if he finds something that he knows is like really good, he'll take a picture of it before he even pays for it at the
I saw that.
like that place, the Amazon place where it's like one day it's $5, next day,
Yeah.
you know, it goes down. He has actually been doing a live where he took a picture or something, hasn't even checked out yet, and he's like, "Oh, that's sold." So
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
before he even bought it.
I won't do that because I'd drop it or something and break it or something.
Exactly. But that was so funny. I mean, he's taking a picture of it in the discount store, and it's bought before he even leaves.
I've seen that. I've seen that too. There's one called the Bearded Picker. And he drives around and goes to different stores, and he's from I think Louisiana or Alabama, somewhere down there, and he goes to all the stores and he'll buy whatever is like around Christmas time, whatever is like the big seller. He'll find it at a regular store and buy as many as he can, and then he'll he'll list it. Sometimes he puts stuff on like Amazon, and he puts it on Amazon. And he'll have it sold. He'll have it so he ships it versus them shipping it. He'll have it sold as like he'll put it on in the car, and by the time he's at the next store, he's already sold 3.
Oh, that is crazy good.
Yeah, it's called the Bearded Picker.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them where they like, I don't know, they're supposed to be like secret prices at Walmart.
Yeah, you have to scan. You have to scan everything. Yeah, you find that. I've run across that.
Yeah, because I'll see on some of those, they'll be like, okay, here's an alert. You need to go to Walmart right now. This right here, it says this, but it scans for this. And
usually it's the stuff in the cases.
Huh?
It's usually the stuff in the cases.
Yeah. So, and it's like cleaning stuff a lot, I think.
Oh, I've seen video games. I picked up a video game for $4.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's
and then I was doing
Did you
I was making a costume. I also make costumes.
Awesome. I didn't know that, Barbara.
Yeah, I make mostly full figure costumes. I make them mostly for me, but I do make them for other people. And so I was making like a fortune teller costume.
Oh, me.
So it was like a white blouse with like this bright silver lame vest, and the skirt was bright pink, and it had this fake gold coin trim that was like they would
yeah, like the belly dancer thing.
And I had it as a scarf going around the bottom half of me.
Yeah.
And I didn't have enough of the coin thing, and I found it in Walmart. And the gold was like $1, but the silver was ringing up like full price. But when I went online, it showed it as $1. So I brought it up to the manager and I was like, hey, listen, this is here, but you can see it on here. It's $1. He's like, oh, we must have missed the markdown. Let me see. He goes, yeah, sure enough, it's $1. So I got it for $1.
Oh, wow. That's
so my costume, yeah, it has gold lame vest with a white shirt, like long sleeve shirt with a bright fuchsia pink skirt with this like iridescent scarf, that goes around my waist that had the little fake coin.
You should, like, if you want to do something like that, let me know, because my bins, both Miami and Fort Lauderdale mostly, there's a lot of Indian, as in Indian, and some Middle Eastern. Every single time I go, I get sari scarves.
I can get them down here. Believe it or not, Charlotte.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah, our Charlotte bins. Sorry.
No, you're fine. And they sell fast. When I list my saris, I've sold one that was the actual dress that goes underneath. I've only listed one of those, but I think I have like 4 or 5 of the dresses, and I have like 2 or 3 of the little cropped tops that you would wear under sari scarf. So I need to get those listed. But yeah, I get great.
I get them. I get
ones.
I get a lot of the saris and that, because Charlotte is a big tech. Believe it or not, it's a big tech area, and there's a huge Indian population, like Indian population,
right?
That specializes in tech, and there's a lot of them here that have come from India, or actually born and raised here also, but they're all down here and they have it. So I run across that a lot too.
Oh, cool. I'm trying to see these people.
But yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to do whatnot, but I signed up for it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. So is it sort of like homemade version of QVC or something?
No.
Okay.
That's what it is if you ever see it, you can see like Rally Roots does it. I've seen theirs a couple of times. And there's actually I actually like theirs. They did a t-shirt one, and they're like, their big prize was like a $1,200 t-shirt. First thing, I'm not spending $1,200 on a t-shirt. And second, I think I used to own that t-shirt. Well, it's like, oh look, it's vintage. It's from the 80s. I wasn't even born. And I'm like,
I know, I love that when people are showing stuff.
But anyways, I know, I just laugh because I'm like, yeah, thanks. And but they have it where you have to put in all the ones you want to auction off.
Yeah.
You have to enter it in just like you would on like any other site type of thing, whether it's Poshmark or eBay, whatever. And then you have to hold it up and say, we're auctioning this, and they only have 30 seconds.
But you're not allowed to say auction, right? Because you're not an auctioneer. That's what I heard, that like you have to say it's like up for highest bid.
Something like that. But I mean, but they'll hold up whatever it's going to be or whatever.
Right.
And then it's only 30 seconds. Now, in the case of Rally Roots, they have boxes. They'll have like 50 boxes, and you don't know what's in the box, and you have to pick a box from number 1 to 50. And so the t-shirts that they've done, where they've had like a $1,200 t-shirt, and like a $900 t-shirt, like a $600 t-shirt, and they'll have like 8 to 10 that are like really expensive, and then they'll have like another like maybe 20 that are like $300 t-shirts, and then everything else would be like $150 t-shirt type of thing. And so they have like different levels, and so you pick a number, and so you're bidding on it, and unfortunately you might end up with you bid $250 and you want a $150 t-shirt.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is not good.
Right.
But they also do raffles, which is something that they tell you to do like, not like so much a raffle, but giveaways. There's another word you can't use is raffle. So the giveaways, and then what they do at the end after they've sold all their stuff, they call it a rally raid. They go to another person's auction.
Okay.
And
auction and like sell something or
buy stuff from them. So they'll have around 400, 500 people watching. And then they say,
yes,
we're talking about whatnot. And then they say, hey, let's all go over to so-and-so's. They tell you which one to go. And then there's like, next thing you know, there's like 200 people, and this person who had like 10 people, they pick someone who has very few people.
Yeah.
And the person's like, oh my God, what's going on? Which is really cute. It's really nice of them to do that.
Let's add her.
We were talking about Rally Roots.
Yeah, I need
whatnot.
to watch them because a lot of people talk about them. I don't think I've ever seen them.
I haven't seen their whatnots. I've been dabbling in the auctions, but I haven't gone into theirs. But I know.
Well, there's first thing. I wouldn't do theirs as a buyer because, as I was saying, what I was saying is that they put T-shirts in a box and you can't see them, and then you bid and you pick a box and you've spent money, but you might not get the amount back.
Right.
You know,
It may not be the value of what you
right. You spent $300-$400 and you get a $250 T-shirt.
So how long do you think they'll be successful at doing this? Because I mean, the people that will buy that kind of thing, I mean, they're not.
I mean, that's like a gambling kind of thing. I wouldn't do that. I mean, it's actually worse than what everybody hated about Nicole State's sell. And Nicole State, I'm sorry, but she showed people exactly what was coming out of her boxes. She opened them. She said, you're going to have 2 to 3 things that can resell and pay off your box. And then you're going to have a bunch of stuff that can be $10, $20, $5 stuff. She showed it. Every single person that bitched about that, the stuff that they were bitching about literally was in her show. So I'm sorry. I just can't even with people attacking her on that. Now this is worse than that because it's like you're going to pay and you could get things that aren't even half of what you paid for it. That to me is way worse than being told you're going to have 2 things to pay this off and then you're going to have to work for this cheaper.
Yeah, but regardless, as a reseller and as a buyer for reselling, it's your due diligence to know what you're buying.
Exactly.
Now, I bought from that group. I bought the accessories one.
Yeah, you
told me. I gave away a lot of them as gifts, which was what my goal was.
Right.
And I've made my money back on it. So I have no issue with it because I bought wisely versus these other people who think they're going to get a Gucci. Right. And she already said she wasn't going to put them in there because she was putting them on for auction. Now, on Whatnot, for the way Rally Roots is doing it, I don't have a problem with that because you're going in knowing that you could go out with nothing.
That's literally a gambling situation.
Right. But here's the thing. If you spend $240 and you get a $150 T-shirt, he'll usually throw in 1 or 2 other things. Okay. Still won't make your money back, but at least it's better than it was. But you go in knowing he explains that he tells you, this is how many are at this price. This is how many are at this price. Here is our big top of the line items. This is what the top is. These are the bottoms. These are the number of boxes. And you take a chance. Right. And I don't have a problem with that because if you're
I don't have a problem with it either because he's telling them just like he did. But the thing is you won't see them get attacked by anybody. And they're basically doing a similar thing, except for her stuff. Actually, you will make some profit on it, even if it's not the thing.
I don't know if all of her boxes had really any items in it. I didn't really study the whole thing, but
No, the way that she literally opened like 2 or 3 boxes, two or three different things. And it was like 2 or 3 high-end things that the resale value was the $250 for the box. And then it was like, BP and some of the
there was a lot of Abound stuff. I saw some unboxings.
Yeah, well,
I saw unboxings that there was nothing good in, really.
Well, you know what? She said that you're going to get X, Y, and Z, and there's going to be, and I took it and I looked at it and I said, the best way I can make my money back is on the accessories one. I can give them as gifts. They had UGG gloves. She said she was going to put them in there. She also said that the sensor tags were going to be on, which they were, which wasn't a problem. I got some batteries. I got some magnets. And
I still have not been able to get stuff off. And I bought like the giant freaking fishing magnet. And
some of them won't come off. They're jammed in there, so you have to take a pair of pliers and pry them off. And you know what? There was no way I was buying the shoes. She was putting in like 4 pairs of shoes for like $200. And I looked at it, and she opened up one of the boxes, and there wasn't enough in there. I mean, full retail price, yes, there was $200 worth of shoes in there.
Right.
Resale price, there was not.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no chance I'm not taking
Yeah,
chances.
definitely. And you know, I'm like a chance girl. I bought 13 200-pound boxes from ThreadUp, you know, so I definitely look at that and I'm
Did you
like,
buy anything, Holly, from Nicole?
no, I didn't because I watched her videos and I wasn't really interested in like, I actually watched it. She said you're only going to get maybe 2 things that are going to pay for the box. And then you've got a bunch of $10 to $25 stuff. And
That's
I'm
the
like,
thing with
I've got enough $10 to $25 stuff.
even thread up, you're going to get a lot of stuff that isn't good. And that's kind of part of why I don't do it. Because once I've bought it and put my money out, and I'm stubborn and I'll try to sell it and it will just aggravate me and it'll cause me to do work that, that I'll never make my money back.
Yeah. Now with the thread up boxes, I'm very particular what I buy. I bought the denim box once because everybody's raving about it. And then I got six
from
six
ThreadUp.
Six sets of just from the knees down, like they were cut off, like they made.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't.
I would have complained about that because it's still supposed to be actual jeans,
right?
Some things need to not be resold. They are trying to make it's like they're emptying their trash and putting it into a mystery box and then giving it to you. No, I haven't bought from them. I don't think I will.
No, I have never lost money on the jewelry box, the 15-piece jewelry box. I always make my money back on that. I have never lost my money on the 5-pound jewelry box. I've bought the shoes several times. I stopped buying them. They were starting to put in like a lot of like Target brands, so I was like, I was smart and didn't buy that. Yeah. I mean, I've bought them before and I've made my money back, but I was like,
I've always done better for shoes on Shop Goodwill.
And then I
told everybody about how
I think they're going to be worse, their boxes, now that they're not listing all those brands that they're not accepting anymore. I mean, they're not paying you out on it, but they'll take it, but then they'll put it in mystery boxes. So there's going to be more stuff because people don't read that, filled with whatever they won't sell, like Universal Thread. And
in the 100-pound boxes that was it 100 or 200-pound boxes that I was getting from them, I got a good amount of vintage, and they don't sell vintage.
That's nice.
So, yeah. So if you like
that vintage now, that vintage is now in their scrap.
Those boxes look okay. If I was going to buy a box, that's really the one I would get.
I have bought that box. I've gotten that box. That's not bad. I'm not big into selling vintage, so and it had a lot of ethnic wear in it too, like
I loved it.
Type of thing. But if you want to sell it, then it's a great box.
I sell ethnic clothing so well.
What kind of clothes?
So amazing.
Oh, ethnic. So I had this ethnic shirt. The company was called Shukr, Shukr. And it was just sort of one of those long, modest shirts, sort of like a and Mercari shut it down because number one, there is what was it? The fabric might have come from some country that they're not doing business with anymore.
Okay.
And then there's said something like it's even possible that this company is manufacturing in this Slovenia maybe. Yeah. And so I can't sell it because it might have some distant relationship to Slovenia. I never saw anything like that. Poshmark still holds it up.
I've been to Slovenia.
I'm not positive. It's something like Siberia. No.
Siberia. No, it's like somewhere that we have like sanctions.
Serbia.
Maybe, but I've never seen anything like that.
No, I know that for ThreadUp, there's a lot I won't buy, but there is some that I do. So the ones I buy, the fun boxes.
Yeah, I did good on most of the. I only have one fun box that sucked.
I've had 3, and I've bought probably like 50 of them, and I've only had 3 bad that I haven't made my money back on. Most of them I make my money back on like one item.
Yeah, same.
Do you buy those boxes partially because you can't source enough on your own, or you just like to get those boxes?
Because I got the 13 200-pound boxes. One, because I have like an addictive personality, which is not good, but at least it's addicted. It's right now it's addicted to clothing, but it is kind of like the gambling addiction because you don't know what's going to come, and like you got this like panic kind of attack thing in your chest. Like, I need to get them so I can make sure I'm getting the good stuff.
You might grow out of it. I used to gamble, and now I don't gamble at all. I mean, I live in Las Vegas.
I'm like, as far as like gambling, I used to actually go out on the boats. Like in Daytona, they have like boats that go out, and I would play blackjack.
I love
the entire cruise, get free drinks the whole time, and probably leave either with my $5 or $10.
I always won.
I would always like do that. But
in the first year and a half that I was coming to Vegas, I always paid for my trip with blackjack. Yeah. But I haven't gambled in years, and it's, right in my, yard to go gamble.
For me, it's more, it has nothing to do with the fact that I can't find sourcing. Well, there's plenty of stuff in the area.
During the time I was doing this, remember, it was COVID.
Yeah. No, I know that a lot of people had to do stuff then. I was lucky because I was still at the beginning of doing this. And when I went on unemployment, I didn't want to sell much because I didn't want to mess with my unemployment.
Right.
And then an eBay seller decided she didn't want to do it anymore, and she gave me everything. So she gave me like 10 bins of clothes. She gave me lighting. She gave me everything for free. So I had enough inventory for quite a while with that.
Yeah,
and I was buying from people.
For me,
to say something, and I talked over you.
For me, it's just because I'm not going out to the stores right now.
Yeah, because
that's
Barbara had cancer.
Right. No, I knew you mentioned that last time, so I was just wondering, if that was the main reason
that's right now is the main reason. Okay. I'd rather go out and hunt for it in the stores because I find that more thrilling than.
Yeah, exactly.
Me too. That's the thing. I'm like, I don't want to buy mystery boxes because the whole reason I even do this is because I love to thrift. And, I can't keep buying things if it's just going to pile up in my house. So now I'm a reseller. And like, I don't need to order stuff because I'd much rather spend that time going over to a thrift store.
Yeah.
And yard sales.
Where I'm at. I'm just like, I'm really proud of myself. Barbara, are you proud of me after seeing?
Yeah.
There's still a bunch that has to be done. Right now, somebody would say their house is wrapped. But you can actually sit on my couch now.
And what's that like?
I had a couch before. So I'm getting very excited that stuff's getting finally.
Are your stores open yet, or you're not quite there yet?
No, I did reopen my stores.
Okay, good.
And I started like adding stuff yesterday or day before. And somebody said this country stuff. They got words. I can't even have words now. So I turned everything on and I relisted like 50 something things and posted 27 new things.
Oh, good.
So yesterday, and I've got like 6 sales because I ran because I use Closet Tools, and on Closet Tools they have like an automation thing where it's like every single thing that you can do, following people, following new closets, sharing parties, sharing your stuff, what else, and then like doing the offers to sellers where it automatically sends out an offer. I turned everything on yesterday and just let it run while I was working on my phone on doing on Vendu. I was like on Vendu on my phone and letting my computer there run all of those things. So I think it sent like 1,200 offers out.
Wow.
And
how many items do you have in your Poshmark closet?
I think I have 1,500 ish right now.
What about you, Barbara?
I'm trying my goal is 5,000.
Oh, see, I don't want to have any more than I have.
But see, I have.
Well, how many do you have?
10,000.
I have around just under 1,200.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm at 13.89.
I would like. Wait, would you say 13?
13.89.
Yeah. Okay. I need to look at mine. You're looking at lifetime number or in your Posh
live listings?
Yeah, my available listings for Poshmark are 13.89.
Yeah, that's cool. I have to look on Vendu.
What's that under?
For me, I haven't listed on Poshmark in nearly a month. I've listed on eBay and Facebook Marketplace, but not on Poshmark.
Oh, Poshmark's my number one. I don't
Well,
do
it
Facebook
is my number one, but I had some large purchases recently or large items that I needed to sell on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
And I was doing a bunch of hardline stuff that doesn't sell, and there's no category for it either, on Poshmark. And so I put it on eBay. So I have on those, but so Poshmark I haven't listed really anything, but yet I still have sales.
That's good.
Yeah, that's me. I got when I had like when I turned the closet back on, but I wasn't really sharing or doing anything with it. I think I had like 1 or 2 sales, and I was doing absolutely nothing. And I got like 1 or 2 sales during that time. So it wasn't like too much. And then I actually listed yesterday. And so I ended up with, and the big one is sending out offers.
I had no sales Friday or Saturday, so I was getting worried, especially because Friday's usually a good day for me, not Saturday.
Yeah,
I have a bunch today. Thank goodness.
Would this be payday for the people that get like every other week checks?
I get paid every other week. I don't know which week I get paid. It goes right in my bank and I don't pay attention. But I don't think everybody's the same.
Yeah,
is it?
Somebody had it like on one of their Instagrams, like today's payday. Get your stuff.
Well, today is in Thursday or Friday, maybe, but not in.
Yeah,
but not everybody. Right. If they get it alternate weeks, get it on the same alternate weeks. Right. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you which week I get paid. I pay so little attention to that.
And then my husband only gets paid once a month. So
oh wow,
I'm once a month
and you manage, and so I get so like. I don't understand people who are like bitching because it takes, if they don't rate me, I don't get paid for 3 days. That's horrible. They should have to. Like, I don't get paid. I get paid once every 2 weeks. Like, if you need money every day, maybe you need to be a server or something where people hand you money every day. I don't get that. And they're a buyer. They shouldn't have to rate you at all.
But get your stuff going so that it's like
consistent.
When I worked in sales before, like I used to do Beanie Babies, but that's like a whole nother story because those just sold no problem. But when I worked for a company that sells like ad products, like the bags that I sell with my stuff on it.
Yeah.
For a company that does that. And it was, you needed to be, we looked at it as you've got a pipe. It's like this big and you need to be shoving stuff in it. Because at the end, it's only this big. So if you're not filling this part every day, you're not going to have stuff coming out the other side. And this is the same thing. You need to be listing. You need to be active.
And managing your money.
Just do everything Barbara doesn't.
Okay, well, she's the exception that proves every rule. So
But she is SEO queen. So that's what you want to do like she does. She uses SEO and she does it the right way. They have now actually started putting in the algorithms, those people that put in 65 different tags on the bottom of brands that people would look for.
Hate those.
Those guys are getting kicked out now.
Good.
They've actually,
we're losing shoppers on the site for everybody, because if they look for something and they're looking for some good brand and they're getting, Walmart crap, they're going to leave the platform. And when people complain about that in the Facebook groups and the other people are like, oh, just mind your own business. Like, it is my business, because they're driving away customers from the platform. I don't understand why those people don't get it. We have a vested interest in each other because we all make the platform a place to come to or a place not to come to.
That is so 100. You need to do that on Instagram for a post. Because seriously,
people, I have a very small Instagram now because I had it hacked and I started a new one, and most of the people that I follow would agree. I'm much choosier now.
You need to put that on there, because I'm going to share that, because it is 5,000%. Every single one of our clauses impacts other people.
It's like in poker. Okay, so in a cash game, if you're out of the hand, you don't really care what happens. You're not involved in the ruling. But in a tournament, you have a vested interest in what happens on every hand. So even if you're out of it and a bad decision is made, you're going to complain about it because it's like it's a tournament and you need every decision for everybody that all affects you to who makes it to the end of the tournament. Like you're not an individual.
Yeah.
So, but like so many people are like, oh, mind your own business. Just list. What does it matter to you? Like
I've reported people.
Yeah. I reported somebody today over and over and over again because someone had put it on Facebook because they have in their listings, every listings, it tells them to go to their website to buy it for less.
Yeah, definitely report them. The problem is that when people report these sellers, Poshmark doesn't look at it.
I know it goes to us
until first they run it through us as volunteers.
Keep tip-top shape.
Help keep Poshmark good.
Yeah, I always do those.
And you say whether yes or no it should have been reported for that. Then Poshmark will actually look at getting rid of it. They need to up that. They need to stop like letting stuff sit there.
They should catch us when a particular closet or item is being reported many times. That's why I reported so many of them because it's like
it's usually 2 a.m.
I almost emailed them.
We talked about this. Didn't you talk about this last time about how at 2 a.m. there's just a ton of stuff will get listed and it'll be the exact same picture, the exact same item, and just like a whole bunch of new made up accounts.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's like 2 a.m. happens all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
If you go look for like AirPods and I saw his AirPods and I was like, you want $50 for them?
Yeah.
Or something wrong.
Crazy.
And next thing I know, I looked up on I went to like new resellers. You can see that under friends. You can go to new resellers. So I brought up these like weird names that didn't, like random letters and numbers. And it's the same damn AirPod over and over and over again. So I reported them all.
Good. Yeah.
Sometimes like if you get like an offer or something from somebody with those weird numbers, it does usually say guest first.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Those are the people that found you because
guest buyers are the best.
Right. Those are the ones that are coming in from Google.
Right.
Those are the ones that are telling you that you're doing well with their SEO game.
And they pay full price. They don't offer. But they're also not going to rate you because they don't know. I don't care. No news is good news. I'm here for the money.
What I do even for my new people, like if somebody buys something from me and we haven't gone through the liked it, basically wanting a discount kind of thing, if they just outright bought something from me, I still post like the information about my page and like what I do discounts for. I still post that.
Where do you post it?
But instead of just saying thank you for the like, I put thank you for your purchase. So that way I'm getting them interacting so they know where the bundle area is, and I've put in there if you're looking for anything.
Well, you can message them through the sale now. You don't have to.
Yeah, that's
something.
But yeah, I like having that interaction. And when I get the message, I don't know. Do you have your notifications set up so that when something's delivered, you get an email or a notification? I got mine set up.
I don't want it.
I think Mercari and Poshmark are the only ones that I get it from.
Mercari I get it from, but I don't get it from Poshmark. I don't pay any.
Careless.
I don't. I go in and I just put a note. So glad it got there. So that like.
No, I don't do that. I don't want to make them like feel they should respond and then they're going to complain or something.
I'm too lazy.
No,
she's lazy.
It's made me get responses really fast because I'll just say, so glad it's there. I hope you love it.
Oh yeah, and I don't care. I don't care if I get paid today or if I get paid in 3 days. It goes into my bank or it goes into my balance, and then once in a while when I remember, I look at my balance, and if there's money there, I transfer it.
Yeah. I usually do mine like if I have $100. So once I reach $100 on any of them, I send it into it. Well, it goes into my.
I do it more on Mercari because for one thing, I don't sell much on Mercari and it could take a while. But I've heard too many stories of people having their closet shut down and Mercari didn't give them their money. So I try not to leave anything there. Poshmark, on the other hand, I don't have a set amount. It's just, oh, I haven't checked it in a while. Oh, there's money. Let me put it through.
Well, you know what I found very interesting is I was on Facebook on one of the Poshmark groups, and this woman was complaining that she can't get her money and she doesn't understand, and anybody else having this problem. And so come to find out, when she sold something, she immediately moved the money. Like once it hit, she immediately moved the money. So if she sold like, oh, someone just counter offered something. So when she so say she received the money on something at 10 o'clock, she didn't automatically move the money to her bank account. Yeah. And then if something's sold again and again and again, well, you can only do it 10 times in a day for Poshmark. Anything more than that, and they put the kibosh on it, and you have to wait 24 hours. Oh, it's a 24-hour cycle. But every sale that came in and showing that it had been accepted, or she was getting her money for it. And people were like, why the hell would you do that?
Yeah, like, especially if you do something that's under $10, you actually have to pay like a $2 fee.
Well, the thing is, she was like, well, I need the money. And they're like, once a day. You don't need it more than once a day.
Yeah, I mean, I like, maybe I'm like,
I think people are in the wrong business if they need money like that.
Yeah, I'm like,
okay, so here's my counter offer. Okay, so I offered
notification.
I offered something for someone, $17 with $5.95 shipping, and they came back for $15.
Okay,
that's a better deal. I see, and I had one of those too. I offered.
Sure.
Offered like 19 and the discounted shipping, and they came back with 17, I think. I was like, okay, cool.
People aren't
that it's actually a better thing because it equals what, it's pretty equal what the person's going to end up paying. But when
it's better for us for fees,
when they have a higher amount of value of what they're buying, it affects like our commission. If you're getting something under $13, there's times that how did it go? Never mind, my brain just stopped working.
But because I'd rather give them a lower price than discounted shipping. I don't like.
The thing is, once you go below 15 on Poshmark, it's $2.95 regardless if you sell it for $1.
No, I think that's $10 and under.
No, 15.
No, it's 15.
Is it really?
It's under 15.
Yeah.
At 15.
Well, 15, 20% is $3.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. But if you're but I was selling it for, if you're selling for something and they want to pay more, fine by me. I don't care.
Yeah. That's why I really think like paying the $75 for the month for the new Worn Not Wasted is going to be better, because
if that's $50 a month. Or I guess it depends which level.
I'm doing the 75, which is the Empire level. It's like
you're going to do that right away. I mean, you're not going to make sales for a while. It's a new platform. Nobody knows.
I'm doing it because it's brand new, and the $75 range lets you do like it allows you to have a story on their blog. So now it's new, like the first stories that are going out are going to be the people that go in as Empire. And I just want to be able to have that.
I think it's going to be a long time before you sell enough to make it worth $75. I don't even have a store on eBay. If I do that one, I'm doing the free one and just pay fees. I only
have to do $750 in sales, and I normally do that. I can do that in a weekend if I'm really pushing.
Well, on Poshmark, but this is a new site. I don't know that you can sell anything on it.
We're getting all those Goodwill buyers, because this is adding to Goodwill.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but I hope it
works. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
I'm not. If I do it, I'm doing the free one, but I haven't opened a PayPal business account, and I don't really want to right now, so I'm not going to do it at all.
Yeah, so I'm going to do the 75 for now. If I'm not making anything, I might come back down. But I do want to support this new platform, and it's a charity platform, and Gulfstream Goodwill is like one of the places that is actually doing what their mission is. I mean, there's a lot of them out there that
Yeah, I'm not a big
really
fan of
following
Goodwill.
their mission, but I've been there to Gulfstream and visited them, and I've seen their setups of the people that they're training by, you know, having them do this stuff. And they'll have like people that need shadow followers, so especially people with TBIs, traumatic brain injury. Having a shadow helper is so good to help them get the steps of a process into the long-term memory. I've worked with veterans that had TBI, and I actually was subpoenaed, which I was like so excited because it was like first time I ever got a subpoena. I made somebody at work.
That would not excite me.
God, I've been subpoenaed numerous
I get a
times.
subpoena, and I have like people at work having taken my picture getting the subpoena.
I have never been subpoenaed.
But it was because I was the vet rep for disabled veterans that are trying to be employed, and this one girl that I was working with, she had TBI, and she was working at Radio Shack, and I explained to them, you know, like, these are the things that she needs. This is her Americans with Disabilities Act needs. You are required by law, especially because you're a federal contractor, to allow her these things. Well, what they were doing is she was really, really, really good with customer service, and she would get people, you know, all set up on the phones and stuff. But because doing the process of actually putting in the sale would take her time, and like we even like tried to get her like a PDA thing that she could have, like, okay, here's your steps and stuff, and that was a pain in the ass trying to get her this assistance piece. But it would take her so long to ring it up that they were basically taking her sales away. But they let her talk to the people, but then they give the credit of the sale to whoever went and rang it up.
Oh, wow.
They do it on commission. I was like, you can't do that. It's illegal. They're like, well, we have somebody sitting here and they don't want to wait. I'm like, well, then help her. She still gets, if you're doing this based on
She made the sale. She made the sale. You don't get commission for bringing things up.
But then they basically tried to fire her because she couldn't go fast enough on the thing. And I'm like, you can't do that. So she actually won a big suit against Radio Shack because they weren't doing, and she really should have gotten more help, because I can't do the shadow helpers, but there is a program usually through the state disability program for employment that is like, somebody goes to work at Goodwill and they'll have somebody that's their job is to help them do their job. It's basically you're watching them do it, and you just help, like if they get stuck on a task or whatever, they help you remember. So it's basically like helping people rebuild those those long-term memory platforms from the short term. But I mean, that's something too that we really need to be emphasizing in what we're putting out there, because there's so much green stuff going on. A lot of us don't even include that sustainability in our advertising. And I mean, I think we need to start adding that more to what we're putting out there, because that's probably going to bring in like that higher end consignment store people that are going and paying $500 for an 80s t-shirt so they can brag about, oh, I buy used clothes, but it's fancy. You know, we need to bring more of those people in to us, because that's going to help us in the situations where we are doing upcycles and stuff like that. So, sorry, I just ran off on a sustainability thing. I really definitely think we need to add that more in our advertising. So somebody else takes the floor.
I love upcycled stuff. I sold a t-shirt that's been sitting in my closet for well over a year that I had reverse dyed because it wasn't selling the way it was. And I love doing that. So I'm like, let me try that. I mean, when I was crafting, I did a lot of upcycling. I made jewelry out of old Starbucks cups, and
that's cool.
I still do some earrings out of drink cans.
Yeah, I really think now, especially with all the junk that we've got going on with supply issues and money, I think we have an opportunity to do better, especially this third quarter. We should be doing really good. I kind of wish I had more kids clothes because I think we're going to, everybody that's doing kids clothes, I think they're going to have a really good third
I
quarter.
do not do well with kids clothes. I'm trying to run a sale, bundle 2 or more kids items, and I'll send it off for 50% off, and I can't make a sale.
But I think this year, just because of what's happening with the interest and all this other stuff, I think there's going to be a lot more people buying clothes secondhand for school.
We'll see.
So, and I
try to resist buying it. I bought a kid's jacket yesterday, but like I normally don't go to the kids section of a thrift store, but it was a yard sale.
Occasionally I get something kids, but it's just because it's like,
well, look at it. Look at it.
This is really cool.
Look at this jacket. It's Vineyard Vines, which I don't normally find in this area. And this is my third one in like a week.
That's
and it's
awesome.
The cutest little jacket. Look at this.
Oh, that's darling. That is cute.
How much do you think
I
you
love
can get?
pink and turquoise.
I have no idea.
80s. Those are major 80s colors. Pink and turquoise.
I think the color is really good for right now.
Yeah. And that's what I
says.
said.
Vineyard, I mean, it's got that cute little. I couldn't resist it. I wish it was my size. It's too short. Can't get away with it. It's a small. I don't know what I can get away with, what I can sell it for. I can't sell kids stuff, which is why I usually don't buy kids stuff. But then here I bought something.
My neighbor gave me some kids stuff. I went through it, and she's got some high end like athletic wear because her daughter do dance.
She giving them to you?
She just gave them to me, and so I'm gonna try and do Kidizen. I haven't done any.
Oh, I just cleared out my Kidizen, took everything out. I have nothing there because
I figured that's a good place.
Waste of my time.
Stuff. So you don't think like that would be good for kids stuff?
Try it. It didn't work for me. It wasn't worth it. I didn't make any sales.
Now, don't they allow women's stuff too?
I had women's stuff there too. It's just like, I just decided I needed one less thing. I maybe made 2 or 3 sales.
I have my baby clothes.
Your baby clothes?
From when you were a baby?
Like, where is it?
I had my son's baby clothes.
That's pretty cool. I have a vintage girls gunny sacks, like cottagecore gunny sacks.
Oh,
that's all that.
I'll have to dig out the baby clothes sometime.
Were you in the house you're in? I know it was your dad's. Was that the house you grew up in?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was later.
They didn't buy this house until after they retired.
Oh, okay. We moved countries, so we, had to get rid of a lot. So we don't have that.
I lived 4 to 5 people in a less than 700 square foot house.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. I did not have that.
I lived for 2 years without electricity.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my mom, 70s, she was a single mom, which was like totally unheard of. She worked 2 jobs as a nurse. She worked at 2 different hospitals, and we just couldn't afford electricity. And we did have, we were in a duplex, and the guy next door gave us like a cord that was for emergencies kind of thing.
That was nice.
But for the most part, that was like the only electric, and that would be like you could run the light if mom wasn't home.
What did you do for like a refrigerator?
That's why I'm like such a readaholic. Is we read. That's what my brother and I.
But what did you keep everything in a cooler?
No,
like food.
I think that might have been. I think we actually had a real ice box, like you put ice in it. I'm trying to remember. I know it was like an old refrigerator. But
I guess if you lived somewhere really cold, at least in the winter, you could keep your food outside.
It was Augusta, Georgia, like where the Masters is.
Oh, so probably not that cold.
Maybe that cord was for the refrigerator, but I'm not sure because the refrigerator was like a really old one. It's like the little rounded. I think it was real ice. I think I remember getting ice deliveries. So it was like the old kind that you put ice in the bottom and that kept it.
Well, like a giant cooler.
Yeah. But
yeah. Or I had it pretty easy.
Yeah. It was, I mean, but it really, I think it made me the geek that I am.
Oh, definitely.
I couldn't sit there and watch TV. We just read books, you know, and we were excited to get new books.
I was a reader too, but we really only had 3 channels. Yeah. I didn't get a lot of American TV.
Where were you at? Were your parents
in Canada? I lived in Canada.
Oh, Canada. That's right.
No, we were very poor too, but I know my mother talked about it. I don't remember it, but my mother, talked about it. Yeah. There used to be tolls on the highway.
Sure. We had an auto route.
There are now.
And this was in Connecticut, so expensive to live there. And we were going someplace and we were going to eat at McDonald's, which was a huge treat. We ate at home every meal.
We didn't have McDonald's.
And so we were going to eat at McDonald's, but in order to eat at McDonald's, we didn't have enough money if we went through the tolls, because the tolls cost like $0.25. Oh, and the McDonald's hamburger was like, I think it was like 39 cents.
There's no other road you could take if you didn't want to take.
Yeah, so we got off the highway, went around the toll, and got back on the highway. Yeah. And that's what we had to do until we got to our destination. And then whatever we were doing, and then we got to eat at McDonald's, which was like huge.
I remember those tolls. Like it was a big basket, and you just kind of slowed down and threw your food in as you went through.
Yeah. Yes, and the one by my house, which was in Westport, Connecticut, that was the one closest to my house. They finally closed them because they had so many people got killed. Whether it was a worker who was going across, or somebody would hit the tolls because they were drunk, or
I know that ours is not I haven't been back in years, but when I was there, it's the auto route between Montreal and the Laurentian Mountains where I lived for a while. And I know it's not a toll road anymore, but I don't know why.
Well, that's the reason why. I mean, they had a ton of deaths on there. I mean, it was just
sometimes they're only allowed to be a toll road until they've paid off their bonds. It just depends on what your country, state, whoever.
No, for mine, it was literally because they took them off of 95 because of that. Now they want to put them back on.
Yeah, we have a lot of tolls down here, and I actually have my setup. Both my son and I have like we have like this little pass thing.
Right. We don't have any here.
Yeah. Well, down here it's called Sun Pass. It's called Sun Pass.
Yeah, same thing. It's an easy pass.
Yeah.
Right. I've heard of it, though we don't have toll roads.
We have them here. We have toll roads.
Do you?
Yeah. I have it set that it always keeps at least $10 in.
Yeah, mine has 25.
Pretty much covers our trips to the VA or my trip to.
I don't know if Nevada has toll roads anywhere. I've never seen one.
Yeah,
I've never seen it in Nevada either, but
yeah, I don't think they have them.
I don't know.
I know in Connecticut they didn't. Now they want to put them back in, which is really not going over well.
Well, they've even got lanes now in Miami. It's like on the inside they have the express lane.
Yeah, that's what I have here.
Yeah, it's like $1.25 more.
Oh no, it's outrageous here. So it's a slider, so it can go low, and then as it gets busier, it gets more and more expensive. There is a cap, but I think the highest I've ever seen it was $3.20, and that's because there's like an accident that there's only one lane open.
Okay.
So if you want to go around, you pay it. But the problem is, it's only like a mile. So
no, ours is from like the express thing. I think it starts in Homestead. And it goes all the way up to like North Miami. And they actually have there's one bridge that goes up really high off of the 95, and then it comes back down later. But you can use it free if you register a carpool.
Yes, that's on mine.
We have carpool lanes, but you
Yeah.
don't pay for them. You just have to.
Yeah, Connecticut has carpool lanes too.
Yeah.
But these, yeah, you don't have to pay for it if you have more than 3 people in your car. But
Right.
unfortunately,
Oh, more than
Or
three?
has-
3 or more?
3 or more.
Oh, we just
You
need
actually
2.
have to register your carpool.
Yeah, and you have to register it. Yes.
Oh, no.
And then a motorcycle doesn't have to pay. They finally allowed buses to go on it, like the local buses that go from, like, there's a couple towns down from me. There's a bus that goes into Charlotte every day, multiple times. It's a, like the buses.
Yeah, we get
service.
them going to Key West.
And then they used to have to pay to go in, so they wouldn't go in the toll lanes because that gets expensive. So they finally allow them to go in, so that it's like half the time now. Like if I take the toll road, I don't usually take the whole thing. I usually go in and out of it depending on whether there's traffic or not. Like up at this end, where I am, that you don't need to go in it. When you go farther down, you do need to go, well, you don't have to, but I do need to go in and go in and out. And I can cut down from like an hour commute if I stay on the regular roads to half hour. But I'm also paying, upwards of $10.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. But here's the big question. Are you rating those tolls down when you have them for your sourcing? Like if you're going someone where
I don't use it for sourcing.
Huh?
I wouldn't use them for sourcing.
Okay, so you like anywhere that like every
But you
time
could.
you go to Miami.
I could, but I wouldn't.
No, I'm saying you could if you
Right.
If you did use it, you could, I believe.
Correct.
Right.
Exactly. And that's something that I do is like if I go up for the VA, I can't really count anything because the VA gives me
You can't
like
double dip.
100. I think I get like 106, or it depends because you get like every month they deduct a certain amount. So it'll be like, okay, for me to go to Miami VA, they would pay me $169 for gas and fee and all that. But it might be every quarter. There's like they take part of that off. So if I only go one time in 3 months, then instead of getting the 169, I get like 106. So, but I mean, at least they're paying. It's harder now because how much more gas is, but still, at least that's why I try and work my Ben's trips into when I have a doctor's appointment, because that way I'm already getting my gas taken care of from going to the hospital, and I'm not having to try and have that tracked out.
I always try to combine things. Like there's a 99-cent store that's next to Savers. I don't usually source at Savers, but if I'm going to go to that 99-cent store, I go into Savers, and that way I can keep track of the mileage. I mean, nobody's going to know the difference, but I'm honest that way.
Right.
So it's like, all right, if I have to go in, I'll go in, and I usually find something.
When I was sourcing in the stores, I was doing it when I was coming home from work. So I would get off the highway where I wouldn't normally get off, mind you,
Right.
but it is technically on the way on.
But you can. Yeah.
Right. So I get off, I get on, I get off, I get on type of thing. And I'll do that. And then, because what I used to do when I was going and sourcing was I'd come home from work, and on my way home, I'd stop at, say, Huntersville, Goodwill, and I'd go in and I'd spend a half hour. I gave myself a time limit. You have a half hour, you buy whatever you got, and you leave. And then the next day I would go to like the Cornelius store and then spend a half hour there. And then I'd go to there's 2 in Mooresville and there's 1 in Troutman. And so every day of the week, as I was coming home, I'd stop at each of the stores. And so I can't use that as mileage because I'm coming home from work. So
Right.
You can use you can use it from
when I get off the highway to when I get back on.
Yeah,
But the problem is it's under a mile.
I think.
But you know what? You're better off just saving the money on the gas than having
Yeah.
the write-off. I mean,
Um,
like
I'm thinking you can actually charge back mileage from the store to your house.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't bother
One time.
because I'm going that way anyway. So to me, the only thing I would do would be from the highway to the store to the highway, which is like under a mile because these stores are right off like the highways for the most part. But yeah, no, so I used to do it, but now one, I'm not going to the stores, and two, I don't. I work
You
from
don't go
home
to
now.
work.
Right.
No, well, I
That
go to
makes
work. I just don't.
You don't drive to work.
Yeah, I don't want.
She
I work.
drives her butt out of bed.
I like
grabs
to combine
coffee,
things.
and gets in front of the computer.
Once in a while, if I have to work on the strip, depending on what time of day and everything, I will maybe go to a thrift store that I wouldn't normally go to because, I'm not going to drive all that way.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of thrift stores here. I have in my town. I have we have like Plato's and those, which I don't count as thrift stores.
No,
Right.
you're not.
And what's the other one? Whatever the other one is. The Plato's is a junior version. There's the
Clothes Mentor or
no,
Mount Sheepskate or something.
no.
We only have Play-Doh, so I don't know.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's another one. And we have 2 Goodwills, and we have one place called Value Village, but it's not the Value Village that most people know, because Value
Village, that's part of Savers. It's not.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's a totally different company. And that, and then we have for thrift stores, that's it in my town. 3, and we're a fairly good sized town too.
We have a ton of Goodwills. And then
in town up above me, which is a teeny tiny little thing, we have a Goodwill, and we have a thing called Dragonfly. It's a missionary store run by a local missionary, and occasionally I find something in there, but it's like a death trap.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's like one way in, one way out, and the aisles are about this big. I mean, like there's some aisles I can't fit down. I'm a big woman, yes, but even I've seen skinny women not be able to fit down these aisles.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I won't go into that, like when I'm in a store like that, I'm minimal amount of time and there can't be more than one other person in the store because I won't go in. It's too much of a chance if something happens that I'm not going to get out. And there is a back door through their backside, and for me, I would use that in a heartbeat. But I'm very cognizant of that type of
environment.
I would never even have thought of it if I was.
Well, you know why? Because my mother taught me that. Because when she was, she was in her 20s. I'm not sure how old in her 20s, but she was in her 20s, probably on the upper side of 20s. So probably the early, like 1963, maybe. And where they lived, the building caught on fire, and her mother was in a wheelchair. So she was, after that fire, which happened to be, my father happened to live with his parents on the other side of the road, and his mother could walk. He came over to help my mother, which is how they met, to get her mother out because in a wheelchair. So ever since then, she's very cognizant of where the emergency exits are, or how to get out of the store.
The way it is, you have one incident, and
so she's made me
now. Yeah, that's something that I was gonna do a story about, like a reel about, or whatever, like a talking thing, because everywhere I go, I'm armed. I have a concealed carry permit. I always have a firearm that's loaded and 2 extra clips that are loaded, because it's just, you have to now. I'm disabled. I'm slow. I need to defend myself, because a lot of these people, that's who they target, is the little old lady, like the grandmother and the little kid, kind of thing in the grocery store. But that's always, because I have PTSD, and like that's kind of like army training, is not having your back to a door. Like if I'm in a restaurant, I have to be facing the
my mother
door.
Does too, but I don't know why.
Yeah, and it's just,
she's not military.
A really good thing, especially now. Anytime you go into a new store or a new environment, for you to look around first, figure out the exit.
I don't want to live that way, and that's part of the reason why I'm leaving this country.
Yeah,
I'm not getting a gun. I'm not going to worry.
We had that overseas too.
Well, I don't worry about it, but for me, it's more of like an instinct now to know to look for the fire.
Well, you were, because your mother, trained you.
Yeah.
Your mother was always
but for safety, like,
it's
I know
not really.
For me, it's like, I remember being younger and skinnier, and working in a mall right after, like I was fresh out of high school type of thing, and I was working at the local mall at one of the stores, and I came out, and next to my car was a van.
Oh.
And I turned around, I walked back inside, I got a security guard, and I said, "Hey, there's a van next to my car. Can you walk me out?" He said, "No problem." We went out there, and the van was pulling away.
Especially if it has that sliding door and it's
Yep.
on your side.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now go
You're
ahead.
dressed as a clown. No, just kidding.
No, for me, I'm like, go ahead. I'm gonna sit my fat ass on the ground. Good luck picking me up. I weigh 300 plus pounds.
I don't even have to pull. I don't even have to pull my gun out. It's like in a pocket where I can just reach in and shoot you through the bird.
I'm telling you, pick my fat ass up. Now it doesn't bother me, because I can remember years ago I used to work at Target, and I I always was, like if they told me, "Hey, this person's stealing, can you do something?" So one of the things that they're limited on what they can do per se, but they would call me up, and I would be like, they would tell me the situation, and then I would like help the person,
right,
and like exchange something or whatever, so they wouldn't be able to steal it. But one time I wasn't even in the building. They were literally searching for me in the building. I happened to be over down the street a little bit. There was a Wendy's, and I went over there to get something to eat because I was on lunch. But they were calling me on the radio, and I had my radio turned off because guess what?
Right, you're at lunch.
I'm at lunch. Right? I was in the building. They were searching for me. They had these three big guys who had one sitting at each end of the aisle, and one person broke into like the iPads. It was back in the day when iPads and iPods, it was iPods, were big.
Yeah.
Like even the tiny ones that were selling like $300 then, like now you get them for like, $3. And so they were calling me because they knew they weren't going to be able to stop them. And they had put all sorts of stuff on, and they took the cart and they were pushing it out towards the thing, and they were pushing it out towards where you would come in. So they, like, the registers are here, and then customer service here, and they were coming this way. They weren't coming this way to go through the thing. And they wanted me to stop them.
Because and you're at Wendy's with your Frosty.
I was like with my little Frosty coming back, and they were like, "Where were you?" I'm like, "What? We've been looking for you. We wanted you to stop these guys." And I would have been like, I would have literally stood in front of them, held onto the carriage, and been like, "Let me help you over to the register."
Right, exactly.
Lost.
I only had, when I first got out, the very first thing I did after I got out of the Army, I worked at the VA in the little store that they had. While I was looking for real jobs, and I caught somebody trying to steal by putting stuff on in the dressing room, and it was like I stopped them. I got everything taken care of. There was no big issue. We got security there to get our. It wasn't like a crazy thing. And the little old ladies that I worked with were just like, oh, like I became their idol. I was like the rock star of the VA hospital. And it's like, all I did was tell them to just not steal.
When I used to work at a consignment store, I used to run one of the consignment stores up in Connecticut. And I was the only one in the store. I was usually the only one in the store. It was a small store. Yeah. And I had these people come in and take things. And I watched them take the items. And so this I don't want to say how long ago this is, but there was no 911. So I called up the operator, who at that time would connect you.
Right.
And I said, I need the I won something at Shop Goodwill. I need the, I called them up and I said I need it. And so I got that's on the phone, and they were like, I'm behind a one-way mirror. And they were like, well, can you see them? I'm like, well, this is what they look like. And I'm like literally telling them everything, right? Because my husband works for the police department, so I knew that. Right. And so I give them like all the instructions, and they were like, can you see which way they're going? And I was like, hold on, let me walk out there. So she goes, oh, no, don't let them see you. I'm like, the only one in the store. Who do you think is going to report them? So I report them. And I gave them the license plate of the car, what type of car, what direction they want, everything they could possibly need. Uh-huh. And so then the police officers came over, and they said, would you be, can we bring you over to identify the people? And I said, oh yeah, no problem. So I locked the door to the store. And he's like, well, what about this rack out here? And we have a rack outside of like stuff that is now the store's property because the person didn't pick it up. And it was, they were like, I think there were dresses at the time and for those, and they were, they're like $5 dresses type of thing. And I go, oh no, don't worry about that. Nobody will take those. He's like, really? And I'm like, oh yeah, they could have taken everything off the rack and I never would have known, but they decided to come to the store still. And they were like, wow. So I go over, they bring me around the corner and they bring me in the police car and they said, well, we'll have them come out. And I'm like, oh no, I'll just walk right over. And they're like, oh my God, no, they'll know who you are.
Yeah, right.
The only one in the store.
Yeah, but no, I mean, that is the thing, that if you're going to identify someone as a witness, it's actually required, because if the police were to take you there and they see you, you could actually sue the police then if something happens to you. Like,
I mean,
they do that. That's actually a safety protocol.
No, I know that. But I was like, so then I identified each of the person. I'm like, that was the person in the car. These are the people who came in and stole. And then they bring me back. And there's like 7 people outside going through the rack or sitting on the wall waiting for me to reopen. He's like, wow, they really didn't. There's people over there shopping on that rack. They really aren't stealing it. Like, no. I go in and I lock the door because it was at lunchtime basically. And a lot of times I would just run out because across the street was a grocery store. So I'd lock up and just run out to the grocery store and pick up, something to eat and then come back. So they knew that I wouldn't be gone long. I'd be gone like 10 minutes. But it was hysterical. They were like, oh my God, they could have just stolen everything out here and you would never know. I'm like, yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, because there's good people in the world. And then these 1 or 2 idiots.
Yeah, but then there's also good people in the world, because I took Travis D, and I can never take that again. And it made me so loopy, like unbelievably loopy, that one of my regulars found me in the store behind the counter, laying down with my feet up on the wall.
That's kind of me, like right when because like I missed a couple days of my pregabalin before my next thing came in because of the holiday. And I mean, I was laying down this whole last 4 or 5 days because I just barely moved my head, or I tried to scroll messages and I was spinning like I was drunk.
No, I don't even remember this. I don't remember any of this. So luckily she called up the person who owns the store, called her up and said, hey, or actually she called up the other store and said, hey, listen, Barbara's having some serious problems here. So Pam, and she was like, oh my God, I'll be right there. And so they called my husband, who had to come get me because I had my car there. But I don't even remember. I remember taking the pills and I remember waking up at home. I don't remember laying on the floor with my feet up or anything. I was gone.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So, and they could have robbed the store blind.
I don't have my thing on because it's charging, but like the VA gave me one of those I've fallen, I can't get up buttons. That's what you need. So now I literally I normally have it on if I'm out of the bed just because I'm a fall risk. But like you have to test it. And so that's like my game is after I charge it, I'll go, okay. And you push the test button and they like have an automated message asking if you're okay. And you just say testing, and then that way they know your thing's working. Or one time something happened. I think it got pushed, but I didn't realize it had been pushed. And I got a phone call asking me if I was okay because it was like my button notified them, but they weren't, like something was wrong where they weren't able to because normally they're talking to you on it and they ask, what do you need? And then they like have all of my contact numbers and stuff. So like if I need my son or somebody, but it was just weird. It was like something was wrong that day. My button was like alerting them, but they weren't able to contact me on it. So they actually ended up calling. Are you okay?
I don't even remember. I don't remember. All I know is I
Yeah.
took that Travis D, and that was the last thing I remember. Woo!
I never heard of travesty. I thought you were talking about the singer.
No, Travis D is like a cough medicine or cold medicine or sinus medicine type of thing.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I get that for my son, the decongestant one.
Yeah, I can't take that.
Wow, that's funny.
Oh, that was hysterical. I
Yeah.
don't even remember. I just
But,
remember that they
it does make
tell me.
sense because my main anxiety medicine, like the one that I take every single day, all the time, not just when I'm having a panic attack, is actually a what do you call it for allergy medicine? What is it? Antihistamine. It's an antihistamine. So it's actually a an allergy medicine, kind of like super Benadryl, I would say. But that gives you that same effect. That's probably why it affected you that way. So
I
like
was
if you
out
take
of
allergy medicines, does it kind of like really mellow you out like that?
I don't take a lot of allergy medicines.
Yeah.
Especially not in the last few years because we don't go out anymore. Um but no, I found that's one medicine I can't take.
Yeah.
I mean, there's several others I can't take. But
Probably you just have you have a lower tolerance for those things that are antihistamines.
yeah, I guess I don't know. All I know is I can't take that, and I can't take Lariz, Lorenz, Liz, lisinopril. I can't take lisinopril.
Yeah, never heard of it.
That's like a heart medication. I can't take that because it makes me cough and it closes up my throat.
That's not good.
Yeah, the doctor was like, "Yeah, and you're coming off that," because I was coughing like nonstop, and I was having trouble like even drinking water. And she was like, "Yeah, good thing you told me, because what it does is it makes you cough and cough and cough and cough because your throat's closing, but it's closing by like millimeters, and it's over time. So it's not like it happens like it's not an anaphylactic shock. It's more of slowly over time, more of like a chronic type of thing, and it gets to a point where it'll close it up. And so, yeah, I stopped taking it. They gave me I don't know, some other medication. I can't remember the name of it. And since then, it took about a month to get rid of the cough because it takes about that long to get the medicine out of your system. And now I don't cough nonstop.
That's good. Got to know what works.
All right, I'm going because we've been on for over an hour and a half.
We have been on 9:40, so I've got to yell at my guy who was supposed to show up tonight. So I'll have to set up a thing with him. But then I don't think you were on yet, Alana. I'm trying for Thursday, but I talked to him tomorrow. I'm going to be doing an actual live with Goodwill that's setting up the one posted. So we're gonna watch that live because I think I asked you if you wanted to do like be the tester to show your screen.
Who, me?
Yeah, I was thinking I told you that.
No.
Oh, me.
Well, no, I told you in this, but I had sent a message to somebody, and I thought
it wasn't me. For that. Anyway,
so I'm trying for Thursday. I'll post on Instagram.
What time on Thursday?
I got to talk to the guy from because that's just the best day for me because Wednesday I have VA appointments and stuff like that.
I'll watch for it.
I will put the message out. Huh?
I want a tour dress.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, you won?
Brand new with tags.
It's amazing how much stuff Goodwill gets versus Salvation Army. Like I'm looking for a specific brand of boots. Salvation Army, like, has never had them, and Goodwill, they have them. There was another one. There's such a much. I don't know. Salvation Army's kind of shrunk up. I think they used to be a bigger company.
I think part of it is because it's very religious based, and a lot of people don't like that.
Okay, maybe.
Okay, hold on, guys. Before you leave, we're just gonna do something real quick here. Dang it! Shop Goodwill. I gotta find these emails. So
yeah, what else is on my list?
Okay, your order has shipped. So this is the newest order. Karl Lagerfeld Paris women's black fringe detail sheath dress. Pancladia for Diane B. This thing was like super high. Tan black mesh stiletto pointed toe heels, size 39. That I think what I saw, those like in the $200 resale range. A ring fit for Nintendo Switch, which is for us because we have them. Bradley Bayou black leather croc print button up jacket, size extra large. Resale on that one is like $300. Then we got Jamie La Vie red floral dress. That one was kind of high, not like super high. ALC, have you guys heard of ALC?
Yep.
It's like a Barney's brand.
ALC goes for a lot of money.
Yeah.
What is it?
A
Shoes?
silk floral blouse.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I got ALCs. The first time I got them was in the Rent the Runway boxes that
Oh, I've had that before.
doing.
I noticed Goodwill of Southern Florida has a handling fee of $5. I'm like, yeah,
but
fine for you.
some things it's only 4 or 3. You have to look like
That's crazy.
But they will also get down to $1.
Okay.
That's the one
I haven't seen any of those.
That one you want to watch because if something you would normally pay like $5 or $6 from another one.
Of course, the total is what matters, but
Right,
still, like
exactly.
handling fees in general just really burn me.
Then I got Stockholm Atelier and Other Stories, black keyhole net tunic dress. I think that one's in like the $75, $100. Burberry London men's navy and white check button-up shirt. That one, y'all know Burberry is good.
Ooh.
So you're yawning on my excitement. Hurt.
I needed
Sorel
oxygen.
Women's Tivoli high premium lace up and a spider fleece gray red sweater. I think all of that was like 140 for all of those.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good luck.
So I have like I think I have like 3 or 4 still on the way, but yeah, I kind of gave up my New York because I told that secret, and I think people have learned.
What secret? What are you talking about?
The Goodwill New York, the Greater New York and New Jersey. It's like so good. I mean, they have a lot of high end stuff.
I haven't looked in particular areas unless I'm looking at my
gosh.
local one because I want to pick up.
South Florida usually gets a lot of high end stuff too because that's the Miami one. But also look South Florida, look Gulfstream. That's it's Lake Worth, but it's actually the West Palm area, which is
so that's good.
like the real high end. So look at that one. That one normally doesn't drop down really low on their prices. They maybe like go down 3.
What do you mean drop down? Because if their starting price is high and it doesn't sell, then they resell it lower?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Watch them because like New York, they have 2 starts. If something's a high end design, they'll usually the first listing will be $19.99. Then if it goes like I think it's usually like 3 or 4 days that they stay up. If it goes all the way through and nobody bid on it, then it'll come back on. And if it was that 14, now it'll be $9.99.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
And then the next time it goes to 8. I think at $9.99 it goes through twice. Like goes through twice at $9.99. So basically that's 8 days for them to try and get that. And if it doesn't go there, then it goes down to 8 and 6. And then
that's good.
Throw it in the bins if nobody gets. But Goodwill South Florida and Salem, not Massachusetts, Salem, Virginia, both of those, they'll go through and then they'll actually get to $1. And so you're basically paying like
I've never seen those.
You're paying like $4 to $6 for it based on what they made the handling fee. But now with the new Shop Goodwill, if you do a buy it now, you can no longer combine those with your auction wins. And that really
For
sucks
shipping?
because I
Oh,
used
that
to go and
sucks.
do those buy it nows and, do them, combine them together. Now you have to pay shipping on each
I
individual.
wonder why that is. That's not right. But anyway, all
Yeah.
right, we should let Barbara go. We should go, you guys.
Go have a life.
I need dessert. All right, talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you next Sunday and Thursday for the other thing. Bye. Oh, I'm going to stop now. In broadcast.